Beer is a very intricate beverage. You know, it's a very detailed and a very complicated thing when you really get down to the science behind all the different kind of steps and processes that are involved. It takes about 4 liters of water to make 1 liter of beer, which is crazy. If we don't have water because there's a drought, well, then we don't have, beer. There's probably a lot more important things that water could go to, and any step we can take to kind of mitigate our impact on that is huge. You've got, a lot of waste byproducts, as part of the brewing process. Like once we get what we need out of the grain, well, that spent grain is of no use to us, really, right? So fortunately, it does serve as a pretty good animal feed. So we have a farmer who comes in every week and just picks up all of our spent grain, and he uses it for feed for his animals. CO2 is a natural byproduct of fermentation, and for the most part that just escapes into the atmosphere. And similarly, when we're carbonating beer or when we're pressurizing or depressurizing tanks, you've got CO2 that's just, again, escaping into the atmosphere and is going to waste, and also obviously contributing to your greenhouse gas emissions. In the last 2-3 years, I've kind of become that much more conscious of what kind of things could we do to address something like the CO2, right? It's kind of a no-brainer in terms of, the benefit of, not just, the financial benefit of essentially producing your own CO2, but again, it's a pretty straightforward way to reduce your environmental impact too. I definitely learned, where your biggest sources of emissions come from, and I imagine that's, going to be different from one business to the next or one industry to the next. And then, more specific to the kind of work that I was hoping to do, this CO2 recovery, it was, again, interesting to see that actually did have a significant impact, and that would be considered a meaningful reduction of our emissions to kind of pursue this CO2 recovery equipment. As we start to go through this process and figure out, how this equipment's going to work for us, and then once it's in the building and up and running, I'm very open to having that conversation with anybody that's curious, so that we can maybe inspire other breweries to look into the same equipment.